the law of inheritance, that is law of independent assortment. So what is the meaning of law of independent assortment? So according to this law, it states that the characters does not mix or they does not blend. Each of the character, they are independently assorted or they are independently expressed in the next generation. As in Benders dihybrid cross, we took a pair of contrasting characters, two pairs of contrasting characters. What are those? One is the color of seed. The color, one character is the color, and second is the shape. So two pair of contrasting characters is there. One is the color and the other is the shape. So in color, what color did we take? The color yellow and green. And for the shape, one is round and wrinkled. So yellow, green, round, wrinkled. So two pair of contrasting characters. One is about the color and the other one is about the shape. So according, by this experiment, he has given the third law of inheritance or rules of inheritance, that is law of independent assortment. So according to this law, he has observed and he has given the theory, and he stated that the characters, they do not blend. The color and the shape are independently assorted. They are independently segregated, they are independently assorted or expressed in the next generation. Okay? So with the help of a cross, we shall see what are the various, how the result is obtained, and it will follow, of course, the same rule that is in his first and second law, law of dominance and law of segregation. Okay, so let us see how the cross can be done. So in the first case, the cross between round color being dominant, round shape being dominant, round and yellow, when crossed with wrinkle and green. Okay, so as it is a pure line green, homozygous round yellow crossed with wrinkled green. So what is their genotype for round? As they are homozygous, so it is capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Round and yellow crossed with wrinkle, small r, small r, small y, small y. So wrinkle and green. So this is the parental generation. Okay. Since they are homozygous, so what possible gamete they may form? The parents, the gamete they can give for round, that is R, for yellow, capital Y. And here, what gametes they may give? Small r and small y. So we can also write it as capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This is what it is? It is the F1 generation. Did you understand the F1 generation? So when round and yellow, wrinkled and green are crossed, what character we obtain in F1 generation? We obtain round and yellow. So what is the phenotypic character? Round and yellow. And what is the genotypic condition? It is homozygous or heterozygous? Heterozygous round and yellow. So you can be asked question like, what is the difference between the round and yellow of F1 generation and round and yellow of the parental generation? Out of the two parents, one of the parent is round yellow, and in F1 generation, the result is also round and yellow, but the difference is that this round and yellow is heterozygous, as it is the combination with the wrinkled green. Right? So did you understand? So this is our F1 generation. Now in the next step, what did Mendel do? For the next step, the progenies obtained in the F1 generation were self-crossed. Okay. Now by self-crossing F1 generation, here the next step, the next second step, what is the second step? Second step is to obtain F2 progenies. What did he do? To obtain F2 progenies, what did Mendel do? To obtain F2 progenies, what did Mendel do? Suppose if this is the question, to obtain F2 progenies, what did Mendel do? What was the step? What was the second step? That by self-crossing, which generation? By self-crossing F1. Am I right? By self-crossing F1. So F1 generation, what was the F1 generation? Round and yellow, right? So F1 generation, round and yellow cross with round and yellow. Is that right? Self-cross means round and yellow cross with round and yellow. Now let us see what is the genotype. This round and yellow is capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Am I right? This is also capital R, capital Y, small y. This is the round and yellow of F1 generation. So they are self-cross. Now let us see what are the gametes they can contribute. So gametes obtained from this F1 progeny, since both of them are same, so we can find any one that will be the same for the next. Here, either the combination can be capital R and capital Y, number one combination. It can be capital R, small y. And number third combination, it can be small r, capital Y, right? Small r, capital Y, or it can be small r, small y. Is that right? So these are the four possible combinations of the gametes that can be obtained by the F1 parent. Now these are the F1 parent. And then after the cross of this, we are going to get the F2 progenies or the result of F2 generation, right? Now let us see with the help of Punnett square diagram, what are the possible results that we can obtain with the help of this cross. Now with the help of a Punnett square diagram, so the gametes of each of the parent we will write in the other side, one this side, one that side. So what are the possible combination? Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Same for the other parent, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Now let us do the cross. Here what will be the result? Capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Here okay. So this is the cross. Now here let us see what is their phenotypic result or what is their phenotypic expression. Here capital R, what it will show? Which shape? Round or wrinkled? It will show round shape, as round being dominant, and also it is in homozygous condition. So here it is round and yellow. So let us see how many round and yellow can be obtained. So I will show you with a tick mark. So this is round and yellow, and this one round and yellow, this also round and yellow, round and yellow, round yellow, round yellow, then round yellow and round yellow, round yellow. Is there any more round and yellow? No. So let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many round and yellow? 9. Since round and yellow can express both in homozygous as well as heterozygous condition. So wherever there are the capital R and the capital Y, even if they are in homozygous or heterozygous, they expresses as they are the dominant trait. So we obtain total 9 number of round and yellow. Now let us see round and green. Okay, so round and green, this is one. I will show you with a cross. Round and green. Then here round and green, as green can express only when they are in homozygous condition. So this is also round and green, and this is also round and green as small y. So this is green in color. So round and green. So total how many round and green? 1, 2, 3. So total round and green. How many? 9. Now let us see wrinkled and yellow. For wrinkle to obtain here, it should be small r, because wrinkle character or the trait is a recessive trait which will be shown only when they are together, means only when they are in homozygous state. So this is wrinkle, small r, capital Y means yellow. So this is wrinkled and yellow. Let me show you with a circle mark. So it's wrinkled and yellow, and this one also small r, wrinkled and yellow. And is there any? This one is also wrinkled and yellow. So it's wrinkled and yellow. So let us count it. 1, 2 and 3. So wrinkled and yellow, how many? How many? 3. And lastly, small r means wrinkle, small y means green color. So wrinkled and green, how many number? Only 1. So what is the result of, this is the F2 result. F2 generation, what is the result? What is the result of F2 generation? 9 is to 3 is to 1. Means 9 round and yellow, 3 round and green, 3 wrinkled and yellow, and wrinkled and green lastly 1. Okay. So in this way we obtain the F2 generation in the ratio of 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So with this experiment or with this cross, Mendel has given the third law of inheritance, that is law of independent assortment, which states that the characters, when we take a set of characters for the study, or when we observe two different characters, we can see that the characters, they do not blend. Means the shape, whether it's round or wrinkled, or whether the color, whether it's yellow or green, they are independently assorted. They do not blend. So by this cross, he has given the third law of inheritance, that is law of independent assortment. So all of you are clear? Okay. So this is about Mendel's law of inheritance. So with this, how many law of inheritance he has given? 3 laws of inheritance. Number 1, law of dominance, which states that the characters can either be a dominant trait or a recessive trait. It can be either homozygous or heterozygous, and the characters that expresses every generation are the dominant trait. And dominant trait can express in both the condition, that is in homozygous as well as heterozygous condition. Right? Whereas what about the recessive trait? Recessive trait can express only when they are homozygous condition. Right? So recessive allele or the recessive trait expresses when they are in homozygous state only, and they do not express every generation. Right? For example, here also in dihybrid cross, one of the parent was wrinkled and green, but the F1 generation, there were no wrinkled and green characters obtained. Right? But interestingly, in F2 generation, we can see that in the ratio of 9 is to 3 is to 1, the parental generation could re-express in F2 generation, whereas for the F2 generation, the parent, they did not have the character of wrinkledness and green color. So with this we can understand that recessive traits are such traits where parents may not have the characteristics or parents may not have expressed it, but it may show in the offspring or it may come in the next generation. And what is the condition to express? Only when they are in homozygous condition, as it is here. When small r came together, when small y came together, then only they could express their trait. Such are called recessive trait. So that comes under law of dominance and law of recessiveness. Then next is number 2, law of segregation. So according to this law, he states that, Mendel states that he coined the term factor. The factor, which is the discrete unit, according to him, there is a discrete unit that controls the character, which are called factors. And these factors are always in pair, because during Mendel's time, it was not known about the genes or the DNA. But he had the idea, so he gave the term as factor. He called it as factor. So in present day, we know what is that factor? It is the gene that controls the character. So according to him, this factor always occurs in pair, right? And these pair can be either similar or dissimilar, right? The pair can be either similar or dissimilar. So that was by Mendel. And during the time of gamete formation, out of the pair, one contributes in the next generation. Here also, like for example, capital R for round color, but to the next generation he will contribute only one out of the pair. So if it is a heterozygous pair, then the pair that will be contributing for the next generation will be either a capital R or a small r. Is that clear? So that is by Mendel about law of segregation, that during gamete formation the factor or the gametes are segregated, they are separated. So which he called it as law of segregation. Is that clear? Okay, so that these are about Mendel's rule of inheritance, or you can say different laws of